Hey, it's John here, the Pink Tie Car Guy, and I've got a special vehicle for you, and we're off the dealership premises, and we're here at Nutrishop, vitamins, sports, nutrition, and weight loss. So they're here local. They're a locally owned business. Mike is inside, so he's gonna go over what would happen maybe if we just walked in and wanted to get started, and he's been a trainer for a long time, so he's gonna help us out. Nutrishop's located in the Fleet Feet and Starbucks shopping center here in Clarksville on Wilma Rudolph. I think the address is 2141 Suite G. Before I go in there, I've got a beautiful car. I'm gonna switch over the camera, show you this car real quick, and then we'll go in and meet Mike. Alrighty guys, we got this 2023 Volkswagen Tiguan, brand new, beautiful car. This is the SE model. It does have the panoramic sunroof. Beautiful car. It's got the 2.0 turbo in it. Does have the third row in it also. And the reason why I brought this out, we're having some specials run right now on Volkswagens, $500 under MSRP. Right now, come out and take a look at it. 2285 Trenton Road. Ask for the Pink Tie Car Guy. I'll typically be in the Kia building, but I can sell Volkswagens and any other brand Wyatt Johnson sells. So come out and see me, and let's head on in here to Nutrishop. Hey Mike.
How you doing?
Pretty good. So we're here at Nutrishop. We got Mike, the owner, Mike Rike, right?
Correct.
So Mike Rike, the owner of Nutrishop, 2141?
Correct, 2141.
2141 Suite G, right here in the Fleet Feet and Starbucks shopping center. That's a mouthful. So beautiful space you have here. Really organized, really everything. When I walked in, all the shelves are lined up almost perfectly. He probably does that in his downtime, but
ADD, right?
yeah, that's right. But yeah, so me, I've never been a supplement guy. I haven't taken supplements. It's been a long time since I worked out, but right before this, we started talking. The last 2 days, I've actually went to the gym. So this is perfect timing. I'm going to come in here. You've got some special equipment, some stuff we're going to go over, right? Tell me a little bit about your business before we do that.
So Nutrishop is not just like the muscle and fitness, which a lot of people think it is. It's like a health and wellness store as well. We have everything from health and wellness, your greens, your multivitamins, to your pre-workouts, your proteins, to sleep aids, detox, and muscle optimizers. So the company, you'll see the supplements in here will only be Nutrishop. These companies will only work with Nutrishop, and they're all backed by lawyers.
So they're Nutrishop exclusive.
Correct.
Products. Okay, nice. And you pretty much can come up with a game plan for just about anybody, right? How long have you been?
Well, I've been with Nutrishop for 3 years now. I've been a personal trainer for over 20.
Okay.
So when new customers come in and they're kind of lost, what we'll do is we'll start off with the InBody first to kind of let me know your starting point, from your muscle to your body fat to the water to your resting metabolic rate. And I'll give you an idea of what route to go.
Okay.
And yeah, everybody's different, so some things may work better than others for other people.
Okay, cool deal. So we're going to do the InBody machine today on me specifically, come up with a game plan for me and just kind of show you and show customers how it would normally go.
That's perfect.
So we'll walk over to the machine. We'll get ready. I don't know if I have to take my shoes off or what. Socks and shoes off. So I'll go ahead and do that. We'll come back on the machine and we'll see what kind of plan I have.
Sounds good.
Yep. So we're over here at the InBody machine. Mike's sitting here. I've got my shoes and my socks off, and this is typically how you start somebody walking in and just getting started. You've got a great chart here that kind of gives some more information, which I'm sure you'll explain some more of. but kind of walk me through what I need to do here to get set up on this machine.
Okay, so when you step on here, you're gonna have the heels on the back sensors.
Okay.
Now, you'll just stand still. Once it registers your weight, it's gonna ask for an ID. So your ID from now on will be your phone number with area code. So,
Okay.
So then ask, go ahead and punch that in. Okay, and then you enter your height and your age. And then you just touch here. Perfect. Okay, you can lean forward, grab the handles because you're all set up there. Thumbs on the sensors, arms straight, and arms out some. A little bit farther. So she's basically going to tell you the same exact thing. Just want your arms straight, not bent. Okay? Want your arms out so you're not touching your sides. Once she starts her graph, it'll take about 50 seconds, and there's a percentage at the bottom. Once it hits 100%, she'll say she's done, and you can hop off, and then it'll print out and go over all your results. Okay? So just go ahead and relax.
So what are these things, if you want to tell the video, what are these things measured?
So what we're measuring is we're measuring the body fat. We're measuring how much water you have in your body in your cells and inside the body. Measuring muscle mass, and we're going to get your resting metabolic rate. So let me know how many calories you burn if you just sat in a dark room all day long and didn't do anything. It's also going to let me know your visceral fats. So that's the fats that are surrounding the organs. So then that way I can kind of break everything down, and I know what route to go with you on either supplements, workouts, or food. Okay, go ahead and hop off.
That was really easy.
Yep. And you can just go ahead and put your socks and shoes back on, and it'll print out and we'll go over it.
Okay, we'll be right back when it prints out. Okay, so we just picked up the print off the printer. We've got Mike here. He's going to go over it, and then maybe in a few months, or a few weeks, depending on progress, I'll come back in and we'll redo it and see how it's improved or not improved.
We're going to get it to improve, right?
Yeah.
That's our goal. All right, so we're going to start off with, here's your weight. And when I tell people, I'm not too concerned about your weight. Your weight does not dictate what you look like, okay? It's your muscle mass and your body fat that dictates it. But here's your weight broken down into 4 different categories. You have intracellular water. That's water inside the body protecting the organs. You have extracellular water. That's water inside your fat cells and your muscle cells. You have your dry lean mass. That's your bones and your ligaments. That won't change too much. And then your body fat in pounds. This is the one we want to watch, okay? 1 out of a couple. So here's our weight on a graph. Here's your muscle mass. This is our second thing. You have 87.1 pounds of muscle on you. We want to do everything we can to keep that up high because that's what's going to keep your metabolism up high, okay? Body fat mass, we already got it. BMI. Honestly, BMI is obsolete. I would not worry about BMI at all, okay? The chart is old school. So body fat is what we want to go off of. So right now we're at 40.8, okay? So one of my main goals for you is to get that number below 26. Yeah, and it sounds like, it's a far way to go, but I much rather just chip at it, okay? So I want to go from 40 to maybe 38, then 36, and so on going, okay?
And what is 26 what does that denote?
In the spectrum? So 26 for males and females are different. So males, 26% and above is getting into the unhealthy zone.
Okay.
So for females, because they have a higher percentage of body fat in general, it's 32% above. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we want to get you to that 26 and below. Okay.
Okay. And then what ultimately would be like a really good goal? Like,
that's going to depend on you and how you want to look.
Okay.
Okay. You can get down as far as 10%, and you're going to see a lot more definition. It just depends on what you feel comfortable with.
And what do bodybuilders typically?
When bodybuilders get on stage, they're sitting around 3%.
Okay.
2%.
Okay.
But see, your body can't sustain it that long because it doesn't have the right amount of stuff inside of it.
So at 3% with a bunch of muscle mass, you're going to look like a bodybuilder that's going to go on stage.
Like a bodybuilder and go on stage.
And then they're typically sitting around 8 or 10% normally.
Sometimes they can get back up to 15 to 20% because in the off season, what they're trying to do is trying to gain as much muscle mass as possible by getting as many calories as possible.
Okay.
And then they'll just lean it right back out and each time they do that, they're hoping to gain a little bit more muscle each time.
Now that was just a question for me. That's not my goal, and that's typically not a lot of people's goal when they come in here. But we're going to come up with a game plan specifically for me.
Exactly. So. Okay. And then going on here, now here it's going to let me know, it's the top line of each one. It's going to let me know how much muscle mass you have in each body part. So your right arm to your left arm. So in the right arm, you have 9.85 pounds of muscle. In the left arm, you have 9.56.
It makes sense. I'm right-handed.
Correct. Okay. Now, if that was off by a pound or so, then that would basically let me know that you probably had an injury somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. But you're not off by much. Okay. And I just tell people that if that really bothers you, then when you get into weight training, do a lot more dumbbell work, okay, versus barbell work or machine work.
Okay.
So the dumbbells will help your body even out. Your trunk is from your neck to waistline, so chest muscles, back muscles, abs, stuff like that. And then your right leg versus left leg, so 2306 and 2273. Okay. So again, you are basically right-legged dominant. So when you probably lean to that side, or you're always pushing off on that side, or when you do steps, usually that's your first one, or what the case may be. Or if you're a high step, that's one leg that you use. Now your ECW, which is your extracellular water versus your total body water. Okay, so you want to stay in this category. Okay, so you're decently hydrated. That's good. If you fall down here, then you're dehydrated. If you're back up here, then you're overhydrated and you're retaining water. Our goal, no matter who it is to drink about a gallon a day.
That's really cool to know. Not too long ago, I gave up all sweets, all caffeinated drinks, sugary drinks, went strictly to just water. And I felt like I was really, really hydrated. So that's really good to know that I'm not overhydrated. And I'm actually sitting really good right there.
I'd be curious to see what you were beforehand, because I can guarantee you were dehydrated from all the soda.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
So I generally want people to check in every 2 to 3 weeks. Every time you check in, you'll get a new set of numbers. It's going to graph it for us, okay? So me, personally, I do not want you to pay attention to that. So if you have a scale at home, I want you to get rid of it. Your new scale from now on is how your clothes are fitting. I want you to go home and find an outfit, a pair of pants, whatever the case may be, that's one size too small. Once you fit into that, we find another size. We find another size until we get to our desired size, not our desired weight. Because you gotta realize, when you start weight training, your muscle mass is gonna weigh more than your body fat. And it takes up a hell of a lot less space too.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
So these are the things we wanna focus on. Your muscle mass and your body fat. So in the perfect world, we want to see that move up, that go down. Long as these two here are going opposite directions, you're heading the right way. If they start focusing and they start moving inward, we're doing something wrong. And that's why I want you checking in every 2 to 3 weeks, because if you are doing something wrong, we can catch it early and reverse it. If I see you in 3 months and it's all going backwards, that's 3 months of stuff we have to fix. Okay. Over here is basically let me know how much body fat you have in each arm, just like we knew how much muscle over here. This is let me know how much body fat you have in each arm, the trunk, and the leg. And we all carry majority of it in the trunk. That's the biggest part of our body. So a lot of people get freaked out about that. But you gotta remember, that's a huge part of the body. Your basal metabolic rate. Now, 1877, that's how many calories you burn if you just sat in a dark room and did not move at all. Okay? So we do not want to eat
per day.
We do not want to eat that unless you're just sitting there doing nothing. You want to eat more than that.
So is that where the 2,000 calorie a day
that's
recommended type deal comes from?
Yeah, but see, that's based off your regular person, per
right?
Se, okay. So what we want to do, and what helps me figure this out, like almost 100%, is when people have Garmin or Apple Watches. It lets me know their active calories, because this is not your active calories. This doesn't include a workout, doesn't include walking around the lot, doesn't include anything. Okay, so in the beginning we kind of guesstimate, say, hey, I'm gonna add about 500-600 calories to this, which should still put you in a deficit, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Then last thing here is your visceral fats. That's the fats surrounding the organs.
Well, I will tell you, I know that I have plenty of protection there. And the chart shows it, right?
Yeah, so right now you're at a 20. We want to get you below a 10.
Okay.
And then people what they can do is they can go onto their app store, download InBody, and they can scan the QR code, and all that goes into the app on their phone.
Oh, wow. So they can keep track of it right on their phone.
Correct.
Nice. Well, this is a lot of information. I'm sure you understand it much more than I do. We're going to put a workout plan together with products.
Yep.
And so as soon as we come back from that, using this paperwork here as a start, we'll get some products picked out and go from there. So stay tuned. All right, so we moved over to a section here of some of the supplements Mike's going to show me. Kind of went over what some of my goals are off camera as far as, and I'll just go over those with you real quick. Firstly, in this process, I want to lose weight. So I want to shred fat. Okay. So what would you start me out with?
So a couple questions first. How do you feel about caffeine? I know earlier you said you
Yep. So I cut out caffeine and mostly cut out caffeine because it is it was a natural way to treat ADHD. Mm-hmm. Cutting out caffeine didn't treat my ADHD the way it should. So now I'm prescribed medicine to treat ADHD. So I don't mind caffeine as long as it doesn't affect me mentally or physically, you know.
Okay, so it would be more so in your situation, a trial and error.
Right.
Okay, so here we have basically our fat burners are thermogenics. Thermovex, this has 344 milligrams of caffeine, but what's great about it is that it doesn't speed the heart rate like pre-workouts do.
Okay.
Okay, so it more so heats the body up, so you are burning more calories. It helps you burn more calories.
And I'm just noticing on these, which is something really interesting. You have different flavors here, all kinds of different flavors.
We have 7 different flavors of the Thermovex, yeah.
And it looks like the tropical shaved ice is probably the most popular. It's either that or you just haven't put an order in yet.
No, it is the most popular, but because it's so popular, Nutrishop ran out of it.
Oh.
So when I put my order in last week, we didn't have any in stock.
Wow. So it's not just popular in Clarksville. Yeah, it's popular around the country.
It's the newer flavor of Thermovex.
I got you.
Okay?
I got you.
So people want to grab it.
Pink lemonade or that tropical shaved ice sounds pretty good.
You'd be surprised because I had a customer come in and she was strictly on chocolate for chocolate protein. I have 6 different chocolates in here, and she hated every single one of them, and then bought a vanilla. So that's why.
So it's just really trial and error on the.
I want you leaving the door knowing what you're getting into and knowing that you will drink it, you will do it, because otherwise it's just going to sit on your shelf at home. You wasted money. What happens? You'll never come back.
Right.
You'll never hit your goals.
Right.
Because I'm not saying the supplements make you hit your goals, but they are something that help enhance getting you to your goals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So
I would go if we're okay with this amount of caffeine, because you have this one over here. They're trying 150 milligrams of caffeine right now, so they only have these 2 flavors right now in the Thermovex.
So that's about half.
It's about half.
Okay.
Same makeup,
mm-hmm.
but different caffeine.
Less caffeine.
So what I would do in your situation, I would what they call stacking supplements. I would have you do the Thermovex with the lipotropic. So lipotropic, what it does, it helps metabolize the fat to get rid of it faster. We're heating the body up, so we're burning more calories. Now we have something that's going to metabolize it.
Okay.
Get rid of it faster. This is non-stim, so no caffeine whatsoever. And ironically, they do taste well when you mix them together, because I want you to put them in together.
Okay.
Okay, so this is, the watermelon's pretty subtle. You can throw that inside the pink lemonade. You can even do the strawberry lemonade.
I was thinking, that strawberry lemonade looks pretty good to go with the pink lemonade.
Yeah, so that would be a great combination.
Or the watermelon and the tropical shaved ice.
Or
watermelon, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you have powder form, and then we also have a pill form. So you have, down here, you have the pill forms of the thermogenics. And that's another thing I'll ask is, like, do you want powder?
Would you prefer powder or pill?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have the pill and you have the pill that are non-stem.
Okay. Okay.
So, but for your case right now, I'd go these 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
and then what? Like this 30 servings last me 30 days, or how does that?
Depends on how you use it. This one, yes, because I'd only have you do it before your workout. This one here, I use it as my pre-workout, but sometimes I use it as my midday, so I'm not crashing.
Okay.
What's great about it too, it also has the alpha GPC, which helps with the brain function. Almost kind of puts you more of a euphoric kind of mood,
mm-hmm.
in a legal way. Okay.
Cool.
So that's where I would have you at as far as the thermogenic fat burning section of your goal.
Okay.
Okay. You mentioned earlier that you put Crystal Light into your water.
I do.
Now, is that to help you drink water?
Yes, I get tired of water.
Okay. So a lot of people do. So that's where I'll say, no matter what your goal is, if your goal is to gain weight, to lose weight, to maintain sports, this, that, and everything, you have your BCAAs. Okay.
What does BCA stand for?
Branched chain amino acid.
Okay.
So your body produces amino acids, but they don't produce all of them. So with these, you can only get these through supplements or through your food. And right now, our foods have lost pretty much anywhere from 70 to 80% of all the nutrients.
So we talked about me intermittent fasting and only eat one meal a day. And we're going to change some things on that we talked about already. And so if you're intermittent fasting, you might want to come in here and talk to him about what you're doing, because it might not be the best option for you. But I'll leave him that when you come in here and talk to him about that. But I will say that when I intermittent fast and I eat a crappy meal, I feel like crap. And so yes, if I eat a fast food meal, I know I eat a fast food meal because I feel like fast food the next day, instead of if I go and eat a Longhorn steak, I feel like a steak the next day,
Yeah.
you know? So for sure. I'm definitely interested in the BCAAs and the.
So now instead of you putting the Crystal Light in there, now you're going to put something to help with muscle soreness, help with muscle repair, help with hydration, because all these have coconut water in it, and it'll give your water the flavor that you're going to desire, because if you desire it, you'll drink it. And I need you drinking a gallon a day.
Okay.
You can drink a gallon a day, and the flavor you put in, flavor you like,
Right.
right there.
I like the one above that too. The what is it? Blue raspberry. That one looks pretty good too. And then you've got up top the green apple melon. So yeah.
That one is our newest flavor as well. But again, I want you to taste these before you get into it, because you might have some people will taste that thinking it's something else.
Right.
Okay? This peach gummy tastes completely different than the peach gummy over there. So I want people to know what they're getting into.
Right. So that's really neat too.
So this will be for your hydration and muscle repair.
Okay.
Okay. Over here, now you have half the wall. This is your protein. And I recommend the protein in between your meals. I need you consuming something every 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay, so like you heard my alarm go off my phone to let me know I need to eat.
Okay.
Because your body needs those nutrients. And if I tell you to eat 6 meals a day, your body is not going to be able to digest it.
And by eat 6 meals a day, you mean just intake some type of protein,
Protein, fats, carbs.
some type of fat, some type of carb, whether it be a shake, whether it be a protein bar or something like that, but not necessarily sit down at a meal, right?
No, not necessarily sit down at a meal, because my definition of meal versus society's definition of meals are different.
Right.
So my meals are going to say put you in a certain calorie each meal.
Yeah, I'm going to leave here and go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get half price boneless wings tonight, you know.
Back here. But if I tell you to eat 5 meals a day, your body won't digest that right now.
Okay.
Okay, it'll just get all bunched up.
Gotcha.
With the proteins here, they're relatively close to each other as far as your proteins, fats, and carbs. It's going to come down to desired taste. Like this is around 150 calories, around 120, and around 160 calories. Okay.
So how long would a thing of this last me if I use it reasonably twice a day? Yeah.
If you're using it twice a day, and let's say you take Saturday and Sunday off because you'll eat a little bit more or you're less active, in the case of this one has 57 servings.
Okay.
This one here has 70 servings, and this one here has 60 servings. So it's going to depend on how many times a day you're going to do it. And
so around 30 days.
Roughly, yes. There's proteins out there that are only packaged for 20 days.
Okay.
And they're almost as expensive as what I have for roughly 30 days.
Okay. Speaking of price, you've got I'm not going to get this out in time. It's going to go out next Thursday, which will be after the 1st. But do you have specials going on all the time, or
We always
typically?
have specials going on. Usually a company will send out a special, and if I don't find that special will work in my community, I can make up a special.
Okay.
Okay, and I always put it on our Instagram, which will that and I'll go to our Facebook as well.
Instagram, Facebook. Okay. And that's Nutrishop.
So our Instagram is Nutrishop_Clarksville, and then our Facebook is just Nutrishop Clarksville.
Okay. Good deal. Well, let's continue. Proteins. We got the proteins down. We'll pick a protein out here. I want to try some. So we'll look at that and pick a protein out there. And then from there.
So here are your pre-workouts. And from what we're talking about and how we're going to use our Thermovex, if we go down that route, I wouldn't necessarily say you need a pre-workout.
Yet.
Well,
or ever.
Or ever.
Okay.
It depends on how well and how much you like the Thermovex.
Okay.
I personally do bounce back and forth between the Thermovex and our Headstrong 175. So it only has 175 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay.
But this caffeine will hit me just as hard as that 344. Okay. So I wouldn't start off. My objective is not to make you spend money. My objective is to get you to get to your goal, and as little money as possible.
Right.
Okay. Because you gotta realize this is a lifestyle. Okay. This has to become a lifestyle. Like I said earlier, our foods have lost 80% of the nutrients. We don't build cars by hand. We don't plow fields by hand anymore. Everything's done by machine.
Right.
So when you have a thermogenic, the thermogenic can kind of mimic a little bit of what we're doing, what we're supposed to be doing 70 years ago.
Right. Where would we go next?
So one of the last ones here would be the health and wellness, which I would say 80% of the population that comes in here don't even worry about this, and they should, because everyone's worried about the outside look, not the inside look. So, excuse me, like I was saying earlier, our vegetables and fruits have lost 80% of their nutrients. So now all you're eating are carbs and sugars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're not getting what you're supposed to.
Yeah, and if you're like me, I don't eat vegetables at all.
And if you go and buy them, how fast do they rot?
Right. They don't last for anything.
You're wasting a lot of money. So you have your greens, your reds, and your superfoods. This would, right here, one serving is what's giving you the vitamins and nutrients that all the other fruits and vegetables should be giving you.
So you only need one serving of those.
And then you have your multi.
Okay.
So I would do one scoop, one scoop, one scoop into one drink, or one scoop and one scoop into one drink, 10 o'clock in the morning, however you want to. And then would that count as one meal? No, that wouldn't count as a meal. That's just counting as you're getting your vitamins in for the day.
So you still need to do either a protein shake, a breakfast meal like egg whites, which we haven't even got into, which I'm sure we are, or something like that.
Yeah, and so like for me, this would be like I get done my workout, I go home, I have a protein shake. About 30 minutes later, I'll have my drink, and then 2 hours from when I have my protein shake, I'll usually have my first meal.
Okay.
I work out at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So my first meal might be, other than a protein shake and my drink, might be around 9:30.
Okay.
And then I'll have alarms go off my phone every 2.5 hours to remind me to eat something. Okay? So that would be something that you would be adding to your program. Then you have your omegas, which help with brain function, heart function. The magnesium helps with stress levels, helps with relaxing you, like when you want to go to sleep or whatnot. Then you'd have joint support, gut formula. But for your situation, I would have you here. I would have you do an omega. Some of these right here, they're going to be based on how you feel as we go on.
Okay.
Joint support, I tell everybody to get on joint support. Even my 19-year-old son, I tell him to get on joint support. And even though he says his joints don't hurt now, but they will. You have to realize for every 1 pound of body weight, that's 7 pounds of pressure going to your joints. So when you have people that are doing cardio, when you have people that are doing jump squats or this, that, and the other thing, that's a lot of pressure on your joints.
And this is tailored to me. This is not what everybody's going to get. So if you come in here and do this thing, you're probably not going to have the same stuff. You're probably going to have a few of the same things, but it's not going to be all the same things.
Exactly. And then one of the last things we go into would be a muscle optimizer. And as much as people, and I'm not saying it in your situation, but a lot of people think I need to drop this body fat before I can work on my muscle. No, you need to build that muscle to be able to drop that body fat.
That makes a lot of sense.
So a lot of times I'll start somebody off with maybe a creatine, but more so a buffered creatine, because a lot of times your monohydrates can cause water retention. And when you get water retention, you feel like you're not losing what you should be losing.
Right.
So we'll do something that's more buffered that you won't get that water retention. And what this does, it helps you put more endurance and strength and power into your muscle. Okay. So that's like something we would start off with, and then again, we just kind of move along and go from there.
Okay. Monthly wise, what would be a good budget for me to budget into my spending to do this plan?
So I would say, let's say we're going to do your Thermovex, we're going to do your Lipotropic, we're going to do your protein, we're going to do, let's say, superfoods, a multivitamin, and then a creatine. If there are no specials going on, and generally when you come in here for the first time and you sign up for our rewards program, you'll get 10% off. And a lot of times we're running specials. Okay, so you got don't let that price scare you. And you also remember too, your first initial buy is going to be the most expensive one because things will fade off at different times. Okay, so you're not going to buy them all again at the same time, unless I have a huge special.
Right.
I would say you're looking around 300.
Oh, okay. That's a lot less than what I was expecting.
You know, it depends on what we're getting.
Yeah, I was expecting 5 to 7
So
a month.
depends.
Okay.
Also here on side notes or other things like you're driving by or like the surrounding shops want lunch or whatnot, we also have our clean eats here too. Okay, so these are freshly made and flash frozen. So, and they have good macros on them. If you go onto the website cleaneats.com, you'll see they change their menu every month.
Sweet and sour chicken, sloppy Joe sweet potato, sesame chicken, steakhouse bowl, meat and taters. A lot of different flavors there. You got pizzas there?
Pizzas as well.
Okay.
And then here we have muscle eggs. So these are frozen flavored egg whites. So you can throw this into a protein shake if you want to change your flavor up some. You can throw it into oatmeal after you cook it. I've used it with Kodiak pancakes to change the flavor of the pancakes. They're safe. You can drink it by itself. Okay, you just kind of you let it defrost for a day, and then make sure you shake it up, and then you can bake with them, cook with them, drink them by themselves.
How long are they good after they're
20 to 25 days in the refrigerator. Once they are
defrosted,
they can last a year in your freezer if they stay frozen.
You've got a little bit of a community.
I have a community board, yes. So
board here.
I invite everybody who has a small business or just a business that they want to get more people to come in and drop off flyers, drop off their business cards. I basically want to help the community to get busier.
Awesome. So we'll definitely throw some Pink Tie Car Guy business cards up there before I leave. And then anything else that you want to go over or about your business, about anything you've got going on?
So January 5th through January 8th will be weigh-ins. We're going to have a competition.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be a competition that's going to go over basically muscle gain, body fat loss, and body fat in pounds lost too.
Okay, and that's open to everybody.
Open to everybody. Anybody and everybody can come and join. We'll come in. We'll do our in-body. We'll go over it. If you need help with meal planning, I can help you with meal planning. Help you get on the right track with supplements, and I can even help you with your workouts too.
And what's the prize or?
So the prize is going to be one male and one female. Top prize will be $150 cash and a $50 Nutrishop card.
Oh, nice. And how long does it run for?
It's going to run for 8 weeks.
8 weeks. So you have 2 months after the 5th, which will put you right at the end of February, I guess.
Yeah, so it'll start January 9th to, I think
Should be right in the end of
March.
right at the end of February, beginning of March, something like that, for the competition, and then you can end up winning,
cash prize,
$200 total. Yeah, cool. Well, then I guess I'll be back on the 5th to weigh in. Until then, I'll be bulking up and getting all the fat I can on my body. So yeah, so I can win the competition and
bring you back some
absolutely. So yeah, well, thank you for meeting with me today. I love showcasing local businesses. Nutrishop is a business that I just learned about, and I'm going to fully support them. Not only with me sending them business, but I'm going to get some stuff here too. And then, matter of fact, I just had a girl at work. She said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, I'm going to do a local showcase walk around with Nutrishop." And she was like, "Oh, is it here in town?" I was like, "Yeah, it is." She was like, "Great, I'll go over there and I'll get my supplements from him." So she should be by to get her supplements. And if you're here in Clarksville on this side of town, stop in and see Mike. And if you've got some time, it does take some time to walk around. So if you've got some time, stop in here, get weighed in on his special machine that's probably not cheap, and he'll give you a full printout of exactly where you're at body-wise and get you a plan together. So I appreciate you, Mike. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to walk around with this, and look forward to seeing my progress, and look forward to you helping me out.
Well, thank you, and we'll get you there.
Yep. Thanks.